Now I want to get to the science behind growth mindset, neuroplasticity. Anybody feel a little sleepy? They need to move around a little bit?
Need coffee.
You think we're rich? We're going to buy coffee for everybody?
Oh, I go buy coffee.
2, 3. Moving the body will help. 4, 5, 6. Okay, if you were given a spoon, please come on over here. Let's see which one has more. Yeah, I think this is a little wider. And if you could line up and face your friends. I'll get out of the line.
These new spoons and
Now-
these before.
Don't put it in your mouth because these are reused. We are eco-friendly here at Chapey College. These have been reused. Okay, now the rest of you watch what they're doing. No, okay. All right, so Sed is the only one that can touch the cotton ball. He is going to pick up a cotton ball and place it on his spoon. Go ahead. Good. From now on, it's no fingers, nothing touching the cotton ball but the spoon. So spoon to spoon, pass the cotton ball. If it falls, you leave it. Go ahead. Go ahead, yep. And then immediately grab another one. Yep, keep going. And then you get to, with the spoon, drop it into this. That's okay. You'll get better with practice. Excellent. Yeah, just leave it. Leave it on the ground. That's why you definitely don't want to put anything in your mouth because he's going to on the floor. All right, so let's reset. Let's reset. Oh, yes. Okay, reset. Okay, don't do anything. All right, so we're going to have a race. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and don't get up yet, don't get up yet. But when I say go, you're gonna line up, whoever takes that first spot, is the one that puts the cotton on their spoon. And then okay, so we're gonna have a race, you guys are ready? And when I say go, you're gonna get up with the spoon and line up. All right, ready? On. Everybody understand the game? On your mark, get set, go! There we go. They are forming their neural pathway right now. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What are you doing? You're letting them.
He's defeated.
Yeah. We get it. You get it? We get it. Okay, go ahead and have a seat.
Don't worry. There's one student.
Yeah, okay, so that was that side and that was that side. Doug's good. So go ahead and have a seat. Actually, I'll let you go first.
I know where they can get them.
Oh, that's too funny. All right. Those of you that have a Math 520 handbook in your binder, turn to page 2. Page 2. For those of you that have only 410, I slipped this in the front cover behind the agenda. So let's have Gwen, will you read the first box here under neural pathways? Oh.
So in your brain, when you do not know how to do something, you do not have a neural pathway yet.
Excellent. And Dominic, will you read this one?
In the game, before it starts, the students are not ready to pass the cotton ball yet.
Excellent. Rose, will you read this one?
When you learn something new, the nerve cells neurons have to make connection through their dentaries, and then as the information is across the synapses between the dendrites using the neurotransmitters, this process creates a new neural pathway.
Excellent. And Jack, will you read the one across from it?
Nerve cell student dendrites arm.
No, the next one. I don't really know what that middle one is doing there.
The aim students' neurons extend their arms, dendrites towards their nearest neighbor. They use spoons, neurotransmitters, to pass information, cotton balls, from one student neuron to the next. This process creates new neuron pathway.
Excellent. And then, Chris, how about in your brain?
In your brain, after you create a new neural pathway, you can perform that task or learn new information faster.
And Raylyn, the last one.
In the game, after the team had created the neural pathway and practiced, they could pass the cotton ball information faster.
Excellent. So this is the activity we have in the Google Drive for the 520 class on the first day. In 410, we have other ways that we are teaching growth mindset through neuroplasticity, using a metacognitive log when they're watching videos during class, and metacognitive log when they watch videos for homework that night. And so we really want to make sure that the students get an ongoing taste of what really growth mindset is, because a lot of times if you just try to teach it in one day and then put it on the test, 4 or 5 weeks later, a lot of students will say that growth mindset is being positive or having an open mind. And we want to teach that those things are great, but growth mindset is really the belief that you have the ability to get better. The ability to get better at math through practice, through using your resources, the Math Success Center, SI for some of the 410 classes, instructors' office hours, their classmates, YouTube. You can search any math topic on YouTube, Khan Academy, just Googling a math topic. I mean, the resources are endless, right? So they need the belief that they can get better, and they need the resources, so the strategies, right? Talking about study skills during class, throughout the semester, all those things can really give the students hope and teach them a growth mindset. Now for the 520 class, if you turn I think it's the previous page. Yeah, page 1. There's this nice graphic there for the students of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Now 410, I didn't print this for you, sorry, but you will have access to all the 520 materials. So if you decide this is a handout you would like to give as well, you just go to day 1 of 520 and you can print this for your students. There's some other things though. If you look at your 410 book, let's take a look. Yeah, growth mindset should be page 1. Yeah, we have a different one for 410. That way the students aren't seeing the same thing if they took our 520 and are going into 410. So a different handout. And vice versa, 410 instructors, if you want to go into the Google Drive for 410 and look at their handout and give it to your 520, I mean, it's totally up to you. Okay, so with that, I'm going to pass it over to Garrett to talk about our directed learning.
Before we do, could I just make a note
Yes.
though real quick about the results of the game? Because she never said who won.
Oh, I didn't. I totally forgot.
And no matter how much Tung tried to help the other team that was disengaged and just watching, they still lost 14 to 15.
There you go.
So 15 points over here, 14 over here. So it turns out that sometimes it's just a matter of still practicing. I would also like to mention that I modify this a little bit for my class as well. The longer the line, the more mistakes there's going to make. So I get everybody up and out. So if I have 32 students, 30 students, I'll get 10 in a line, and I'll do 3 lines. I actually have 1 line that practices for 2-3 minutes, 1 that's watching from their desks, but the last group, I asked them to go outside and talk about their past experiences with math, and then they didn't have an opportunity to see what's going on at all. So they come in, and as they're coming in, I hand them a spoon, and then I say, go. What the hell's going on? What are we? And they're watching the other groups trying to figure it out. And it really demonstrates a lot more that if the students are not coming to class, now they're floundering. If students are just watching, yeah, you'll do okay, but you're not going to excel like the students that have the opportunity to practice. And most of the time, it's pretty flawless. They get like 6, the next group gets 10, the next group gets 16. You know, so just a different idea.
I'm going to give you a quick flavor of what we do in the workshop. I will show you the video that we actually show them.
What do you think is the key to achieving our goals, our success?
The version of this is mostly focused on these 2 bits of research that he's going to introduce. This is the first one. I also make sure that they know this has all been replicated with adults, so it's not just, hey, it's 7th graders, I can check out. But we kind of just talk about what that means. I tell them right up front, I say it's not my role to tell you how to think, but I just want to provide you some evidence of some of the consequences of your thoughts. And so this particular study, you know, they start going, oh, well, they go up, and I say, why do you think that is? We look at what the questions are that were asked of these particular students. And by doing that, they can say, wow, it's really this kind of really fundamental thing that Robin talked about and that Doug talked about. It's not kind of just, I want to be positive about it. It's a kind of a fundamental belief structure that you have. So we talk about that real quick, and then real quick now. But during the session, we kind of spend some time, and on the activity, they have to write some things out, and then they reflect with the tutor. And then I typically jump ahead to the other experiment, which is about here.
In one study that Dr. Dweck did with Dr. Claudia Mueller.
Now, this is important right here, because if you checked out, you know, 2/3 of the people were checked out just by receiving 6 different words of praise, which weren't bad. You know, you must be smart at this. It's kind of like, you wouldn't hit them or anything. You go, oh, thanks. But it still impacts your thoughts about your abilities. And so if you're checked out, you're never going to learn if you don't challenge yourself. So we kind of talk about that, and we talk about their motivations and why they're thinking the way they are. And it's, no one ever cries, but it's fun, revealing. People kind of talk about their own past history and their own belief structures and things like that. And basically, what I want to get out of that first experience, be it in the activity, be it in a learning group, be it in a workshop, is for them to think about how they're thinking about their abilities. That's all. It's like a, you know, kind of an awareness piece. And I said, that's all I want you to do moving forward, is just to think about why you're thinking the way you do about your own ability. And to challenge that if you feel like you want to. So, so that's just a really quick introduction as to what, I mean, that was really distilled, but just to give you the notion that we are in the Success Center reinforcing what happens in the class now. It's not just, oh, go there and do some, you know, jump through some more hoops and then you'll be done. It's very much an integrated aspect now of the course. And that's true about, hopefully, all these activities. The students are seeing it as an extension of the classroom and something that really supports what is happening in the class.